Okay, great. So the recording has started. I'll hand over to the chair, Councillor Sheila Peacock.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Councillor Sheila Peacock. I'm a councillor for South Tottenham. And can I introduce my fellow councillors? Councillor Mark Blake. Are you on mute? Mark?
Thank you, Sheila. I'm actually in the British Library, so I'm going to keep myself on mute.
Okay. And Councillor Adam Small.
Hello, Councillor Adam Small for Hornsey Ward.
And is Mr. Rahman here or Abby?
Neither, it's me,
No.
Robin Levitt, legal.
Okay, lovely to see you. And the licensing officer?
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
good afternoon. I'm PC Peters. I'm Police Licensing Officer.
Okay. And Dahlia?
Yeah, hello, everybody. I'm Del Barrett, the Haringey Licensing Officer.
And have we the pleasure of Mr. Gebre Selassie here? No. Right, well, let's...
Is Mr. Selassie with either Danny or Rosanna?
No, Danny's the licensing sergeant from the police side.
Right.
Is Rosanna? Hello?
Yes. Hello,
Hello
hi.
there.
Are you acting on behalf of Mr. Gebre Selassie?
Oh, no, he's just turned up.
Ah. Can you introduce yourself, please, sir?
Hello. Hi. My name is Rosanna. I'm here to help voluntarily for Mr. Takhlit.
Could you put your cameras on if possible?
Yeah.
And Mr. Gebre Selassie, if you could introduce yourself, please.
Yeah. Put your camera on.
Hello?
Hello, I still can't see you.
Okay.
Well, whilst you're trying to do that, can I go on to filming at meetings? Please note this meeting is being recorded and will be available for public viewing. Clark, Naz, are there any apologies for absence?
No apologies, Chair. All members are present.
Okay. As this is a special meeting of the subcommittee on Part 4, Section B, Paragraph 17 of the Council's Constitution, no other business shall be considered at this meeting. Do members have any declarations of interest? Councillor Blake?
Hello?
Have you any? No? Councillor Small?
No.
Okay. We move on to number 6 on the agenda, which is a summary procedure. The procedure for the meeting has been emailed to all participants by the clerk. For the purposes of any members of the public watching, we will first hear from the licensing officer. After that, the objector will present their case and the committee and notice giver will have opportunity to ask questions. Then the notice giver will present their case and the committee and the objector will have the opportunity to ask questions. All parties will then have the opportunity to sum up and then the meeting will conclude to allow the committee to deliberate and reach a decision. This decision will then be provided in writing within 5 working days of this meeting. So consideration of an objection for a temporary event notice at Stadium Lounge, 783 High Road, London, N17 6UP. Miss Barrett, please can you introduce your report?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I believe, sorry, there is another officer due on the call, Chair, Mr. Akimboya, who is the London Borough of Haringey enforcement officer. I believe he's having difficulty getting through.
Oh, because his name is not on the agenda. Okay.
Yes, he's here really, Chair, as a supporting witness should the police officer wish to rely on him to give any background information when he does appear on this call.
Thank you very much.
Just to clarify and make sure that Mr. Gebre Selassie has no issues with that, please, Chair.
Did you hear that, Mr. Gebre Selassie? Did you hear that? Have you any objections to the officer being present? You're on mute. Can you unmute yourself, please? Rosina, can you speak on his behalf?
Of course, yeah, there's no objection.
Okay,
No objection. Okay.
because he's still on mute, and that makes it very difficult to talk. Okay, all right, Dahlia, could you introduce your report then, please?
Thank you, Chair. It would be really handy if Mr. Gebrselassie could actually be on camera also,
Yes, I've
just so
asked him
that we
3
are
times.
assured that he's actually there and taking part
Yeah.
in this. You know, we don't want to get to the end of this and then he's saying that, you know,
As you
didn't have the
can,
opportunity to say or be seen or anything like that.
I've asked him now 3 times to turn his camera on. If he's in the same room as you, Rosina, perhaps you can persuade him.
No, he's not with me. Yeah, that's
yeah, but I'm trying. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to like turn on the camera, but I don't know that the setting of the computer is not allowed me as a moment. I don't know what happened by some reason.
Can I ask legal advice, please, about this?
If he can't put his camera on, then I think the answer would be that if Mr. Gebrselassie hasn't turned up, then anything that is said or done while he is not here, he cannot object to.
Yeah.
If he has turned up, then he's the guy that isn't on screen at the moment but has spoken to us. So I would agree that we should have him on camera if that is possible, but I don't think that it prevents it. In my view, it doesn't prevent us continuing with the hearing this evening.
The only problem is, Robin, that he might not actually be there. He might be somewhere else.
As I say, if he isn't here, he has had the opportunity to be here, has been invited to the hearing.
Yeah.
If he fails to attend the hearing, to put it in the vernacular, that's his lookout.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I hope that was taken on board.
Hi, is that going to be okay? In behalf of him, if I can mention those, across the points that you want to make.
Well, he can make. Sorry, if I can.
Yes, please.
He is entitled to be represented by somebody, whether legally qualified or not. Although he hasn't actually given notice that he wants you to do so. But if Mr. Gebrselassie can confirm on screen that you are advising him and representing him, whether with or without his camera, then we can proceed on that basis.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, let me try. I'm trying to to log in my phone as well, because in my computer is not allow me by some reason. But give me a minute. But I'm trying on my computer, please. My phone, please.
What does happen now to the screen?
The screen is not allowed me. I don't know, because it's say like.
I think
he's trying to switch to his mobile phone, Chair.
Yeah.
I think the reason why he went to full screen, or mostly full screen, is because in trying to do so, I suspect he grabs the spotlight.
Oh, okay.
I know. I minimize still the full screen. I minimize still.
Right. Yeah. You're still. I can see you're still there.
Yeah.
Mr. Gebrselassie, can you give formal notification? Obviously, you can speak, so we're recording what you're saying. Can you give formal notification that you are in agreement with Rosine? Is it speaking on your behalf or giving answers on your behalf?
Yeah. Can I give you permission for speak behalf of me, Mr. Razane, if you don't mind?
Right.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So now, Dahlia, can you introduce your report now?
Certainly, Chair. So the panel has before them an objection to a temporary event notice at Stadium Lounge at 783 High Road N17. The temporary event notices are submitted by individuals, could be business owners, existing license holders as well, that wish to offer regulated into offer license for activities or used to extend an existing license, the timings for an existing license. In this case, we have an application submitted by Stadium Lounge, and sorry, the proposed event is actually for the 6th of October, not the 5th, as I've got in the report. And it's required for the sale of alcohol and regulated entertainment, late night refreshment to be extended. There is a copy of the TENS at Appendix 1 and a copy of the police representation at Appendix 2. Authorization from the council is required for all the license for activities, and at section 1.2 you have there the existing hours of operation. Should point out, however, Chair, that the availability for the supply of alcohol, this is on a Saturday night, that would be at midnight, so that starts again at midnight. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I thought there was a discrepancy there, Chair, but it looks like if that's finishing at the existing license finishes at midnight for the supply of alcohol.
May I
Yes, please.
interject?
Yeah, please.
Sorry.
The existing license provides for supply of alcohol to end at midnight.
Yes.
And for the premises to close at 12:30. The 10 is for supply of alcohol to recommence at 12:30. So there is a half-hour gap.
There is a half-hour discrepancy therefore. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to find out from Mr. Gebrselassie what how he's intending to manage people that would already be in the business should this 10s be permitted for that half an hour, because obviously he can't do any license for activities until the start of the 10s in, half an hour later, basically. So to move on. So as an individual, Mr. Gebrselassie has given this notification, and the police have exercised their ability in considering the application under the 4 licensing objectives to put in this objection. And that is the reason that we are here this evening, Chair. Okay. In terms of the consideration for the licensing subcommittee, when carrying out its licensing functions, the subcommittee shall act with regard to the council's licensing policy and the statutory guidance with a view to always promoting the licensing objectives. The subcommittee must ensure that all licensing decisions have a direct relationship to the promotion of one or more of the 4 licensing objectives, have regard to the statement of licensing policy, have regard to the Secretary of State's guidance. There must not be a blanket policy to the extent that it is applied so rigidly that any exercise or discretion in each individual case is precluded. Chair, if we cover, please, the background information and also the additional information that you have also been served with today. So you have in the information today, Mr. Gebrselassie has submitted a letter in response to the police representation in which he is saying that they had a successful previous 10s on the 6th of May and that they've taken every possible step to ensure compliance with the 4 licensing objectives. He goes on to say that they are fully committed to ensuring a safe and well-run operation. There is a further letter on page 3 of the additional bundles in which he's expressing that the complaints mentioned in the police representation and so forth, and the incident on July are untrue, and that he would want to see proof of any complaints that have been mentioned or used as evidence by the police or other authority to take enforcement action against him on this matter. Also in that bundle, Chair, you have got the warning letter issued by Mr. Akinboya, the council's enforcement officer, following a situation in July where Mr. Gebrselassie had submitted a temporary event notice for an event in July. That temporary event notice was refused again by the police, but Mr. Gebrselassie went ahead with the event in any case. And following complaints, the enforcement officer had cause to visit the venue and found it to be operational outside of its permitted hours, basically. And this has been dealt with by way of a warning, a caution, simple caution being issued against Mr. Gebrselassie on this occasion. Yeah. And you also have in that bundle the additional warning letter that was issued by the officer as well, Chair. I'm just checking if there's anything further. I don't think there is. So I think I can end there, Chair. That's basically the summary of the reason that we are here this evening. This last temporary event notice has been submitted and received an objection from the police, and the matter is now before yourselves to hear from the police and Mr. Gebrselassie.
Thank you very much, Dahlia, very much. Now I go to members. Councillor Blake, have you any questions of Dahlia?
No questions.
No question. Councillor Small, have you any questions? You're on mute at the moment. That's it.
Thank you. Yeah, I do just have a quick first question is, I note that the original application is dated the 18th of October, as having been submitted on the 18th of October this year, which obviously hasn't yet happened. So just a confirmation that the original tender application was submitted in the appropriate timescales. And second, just a question of fact, may not be appropriate to direct it to you, Dahlia, but I note that the actual application states that there'd be 1 to 20 people in attendance. The police objection says 120 people in attendance, and whether there's clarification on that fact, whether that needs to come later.
Okay, sorry, Jake, because I'm doing all of this on my screen. Can you give me a moment? Let me just look up the tens, please. System. Got to go back to the public pack. So the 6th of the 10th. So yes, I mean, he's signed it off for the 18th of the 10th. I think that's just an error on Mr. Gebrselasie's part, to be honest with you. The actual application was received on the 20th of September.
Thank you.
Via the online system. Yes. And the matter was turned around within the required 3 days. So we heard back from the police within the required 3 working days that's set in the legislation. And the objection was referred back to Mr. Gebrselassie within that time.
Thanks, Dahlia.
Any further questions, Councillor Small? No. Right, so we now go on to hear from the objector. PC Peters, we're now over to you.
Right, hello. I will. My objection is based on a few different things, but primarily it is, or a large part of it is the fact that the applicant has spent almost, as I mentioned in my representation, almost no time at all filling out his temporary event notice. We get loads of temporary event notices all the time, and it is expected that the guidance notes clearly state that the applicant should describe his event so that responsible authorities, the police included, have enough to determine whether or not they should exercise an objection. And on this occasion, with this 10, he has put only one word: entertainments. It's extremely vague. It gives me no information what the theme of the day is, what's in aid of, but also how the applicant, Mr. Gebrselassie, is actually going to uphold the licensing objectives. And that is essential, because if I'm in any doubt that the licensing objectives will be upheld, I think there'd be risk attached to it, and that's why on this occasion I'm objecting. Additionally, he has submitted plenty of 10s in the past, and our team, and I'm sure the local authority, have given him words of advice about the fact that he needs to be a bit more comprehensive. So he submitted several 10s in the past, and he is continually putting the bare minimum on the 10s. This does not fill me with any confidence that he will actually uphold the licensing objectives. Secondly, the terminal time is 2:30, and his premises is in a residential area, and an event with regulated entertainment and sale by retail of alcohol with up to 120 people, because I take the form to read 120 people, that would, in my view, that noise from that premises when everything else is shut will carry over, and it will really affect the residents, especially when when guests at this event are leaving the premises. They will likely be a bit, I'm not saying they'll be out completely drunk or anything, but they will be coming out of the premises. They'll be noisy, they'll be rowdy, and this noise will carry over onto the streets immediately, onto the premises, the residential premises immediately and about the premises. And also, he has not explained what this regulated entertainment is, whether it might be unamplified music, it might be singing, but he hasn't explained this. So therefore, there is nothing that gives me confidence that he has any plan to manage the public nuisance issues and concerns of having an event at such a late time. And furthermore, the local authority have informed me that they have had numerous complaints from local residents about noise, nuisance and disorder. And so therefore, I think that considering there have been complaints about noise in the past, it is likely that this temporary event notice at this late time will also cause public nuisance issues for the local residents nearby. And you will be aware of the enforcement action that the local authority, the licensing officers under Ms. Barrett are conducting as a result of a previous temporary event notice that was refused, and nevertheless, Mr. Gebrselassie has proceeded on regardless to hold that temporary event notice, and to us that shows a complete disregard for the Licensing Act, and therefore I don't think that if he is so happy to disregard the Licensing Act on the 13th of July when his temporary event notice was rejected, I don't think he will likely adhere to any conditions that would be on this temporary event notice before us. That and therefore I'd like to call on the witness, Mr. Festus Akinboye-Yawa, to just explain more clearly what these the issues at the licensed premises are.
Thank you.
Festus, can you put your camera on, please?
It's actually on.
Oh.
I don't know. It's on. I don't know why it's myself up, but yeah, because it's showing. It's showing us on.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's not. But can you carry on then with your report, please?
Thank you, Chair. I was on night shift on the 13th of July, and I got a complaint around 11 p.m. about noise issues from Stadium Lounge. So I check our record and I find out that they applied for a temporary event notice and it was declined. So I decided to visit. And when I visited at about midnight. That's on the 14th of July. And when I entered, they were holding a large event. It appears to me to be a ticketed event because I saw patrons coming in with their tickets, and
I saw two members of staff at the entrance. They will take their ticket, they will stamp the back of their hand, and they will let them in, even at that late hour, half past midnight. So I decided to see the main floor, and it was packed full. It was overcrowded. And I spoke to the applicant, and I said, well, your application was refused. You are not supposed to be holding this event. And he told me he didn't receive any refusal notice from us. So he was going through his email, and I actually saw the refusal notice. I said, that's the refusal notice. He now told me that it must have gone to the junk's email. I said, well, you are not supposed to be holding this event. Another thing that gave me concern was when I was in the premises, I could smell strong smell of cannabis within the premises. It gave me a lot of concern. And I could see the staff selling alcohol at that time at the counter. So getting to the office, I decided to serve a warning letter, and I follow up with an offer of a simple caution. For me, being the first time of the first offense, and he has not completely accepted the offer of the simple caution. So that action is still pending. It might end up in court. But if we had dealt with that application as well, we would have refused it because we will have confidence that he will be able to manage. If there were stampede or if there was anything that happened or that night, that there would have been a casualty. It would have been so serious because in my estimation at the entrance, I saw nearly, there could be less, but almost 200 people in that small area. So that was what I saw on the night.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
I'm constrained by time because, you're only allocated 5 minutes. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Can I ask members if they have any questions of PC Peters or Festus? Councillor Blake?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about the smell of cannabis. I mean, did you see people smoking cannabis, or was you absolutely sure? I mean, you're alluding to you think cannabis was being used on the premises at the time. Could you just clarify?
Yeah, that's my bill. I didn't actually see because there's, like I say, a lot of people. But in my job, with my experience, I could whoever we smell cannabis. I perceived a strong smell of cannabis. But I did not actually see people smoke inside.
Okay.
Or it was the inside that I smell cannabis. Yeah, it was not outside. It was inside. Sorry, go on.
I'll just say that there's no insinuation it was being sold on the premises.
No, I didn't see anything like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Blake, no more questions? No, Councillor Small, I saw your hand up.
Thank you. Can I just clarify, PC Peters, in your report, you say that the local authority received numerous complaints from local residents concerning noise, nuisance and disorder, specifically related to the applicant's property or just in this area in general?
It was from the premises, that specific premises, but you'll have to ask the local authority specifically.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Can I just say that I drive past Stadium Lounge every day, and there are lots of flats immediately above and to the left and to the right, with quite a lot of flats in that immediate area, right over the top of the Stadium Lounge. So they would get the full benefit of any noise that's emanating from the building. Delia, do you wish to ask any questions of the police before I ask Gabriel Celeste if he has any questions?
Okay, it was just to come back on Councillor Small's query just then about the residents. So yes, we have had a number of residents lodge complaints. Some have gone via the ward councillor, Councillor Dogan, is it? I believe that,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, has also been corresponding on behalf of residents in relation to late night noise and issues arising from the venue.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
any questions from the notice giver, which is Mr. Who's that? The notice giver.
So the notice giver is Mr. Gebre Selassie,
Yeah.
and you've got the
Redison.
police sergeant also has her hand up.
I cannot see that.
It's because it's on it.
Oh yes, I can see it now. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, hello, hi. Thank you for.
It's very difficult without a camera on. It's really difficult.
Can I speak on behalf of him?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
are
Speak.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I heard from every one of you point of view, and just a few things to discuss. To be honest with you, regarding the. To be honest, we've been the.
Can I just stop you there? Because all you have to do at the moment is ask questions of the police. After you ask the question, then you'll have an opportunity to make a representation, but not now. So
Okay.
have you any questions of the police or Festus? Have you any questions? If not, I can pass on to the other person that wants to speak, Danny.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. To the police officer is the regarding the video, regarding the complaint by the officer when they visit the premises, he asked actually to send a video evidence, and the the gentleman actually, Mr. Tale, when he sent videos of the event, and he can see clearly in the videos over 200 people. He mentioned that in his. Did you check the video so to actually see how many people were around? And
thank
also,
you.
And also, has he mentioned that as soon as he arrived actually, and they tell him that the application was actually cancelled, he actually sent the people, actually he evacuated everyone because he aware that he found the email, that rejection email, and straight away he actually stopped the event, and everyone actually went home, and he sent video evidence regarding that as well. So have you considered those points?
Okay, thank you for that. Festus, I think it's for you to reply to that.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. The first video he sent did not cover the main hall. So I did a follow-up email, and he sent me a footage. Unfortunately, it's a printed. It's a it's like a photograph. Oh, sorry, my camera is not on. And what he sent to me has a stamped time of 0122.18. That is 01 or 22 minutes past 1. So the event was still carry on even after I left, because he said that is what he said to me, Madam Chair. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So if there are no further questions from the members or from Mr. Rizeni, then can I move over to him asking?
Sorry, Chair, you've got the police sergeant got a hand up for a question.
The police sergeant. As I said, it's so difficult without the camera on. Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much.
Hello, Chair. Sorry, I do apologise. I've got COVID. I'm at home, so I'm well, so that's why my camera was off. But I'm happy to have it on. I'm Police Sergeant Danny Jones, the police licensing team. I'm just here to back up my colleague, PC Francis Peters. I was away when this application came in on annual leave. I'd just like to add 2 points on the part of the police, if I may, just regarding this application of why it, in the main, has been refused. PC Francis has refused the application solely, really, on the fact that that an unlicensed music event took place on the 14th of July, as he said, when permission was not given and granted by police.
Can I just stop you there, because you're actually repeating what was said earlier. If you've got nothing fresh to add, then I'm afraid
one thing, if I may, then that's fresh. One thing. On the 24th of August, local authority attended match days, and Stadium Lounge was visited as part of their checks that carry out. The LA and police actually witnessed smoking outside the enclosed area with no control of the patrons in the premises at all, and the rear fire doors were locked. this proves that while the licence is open within the permitted times, that it's not, licence objectives are not being adhered to, and that's why the police have great concerns. I just wanted to add this to the weight of your
Thank
case,
you.
if I may. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. Members, Councillor Blake, have you any questions of the police, Danny? Councillor Blake?
No question.
No. Councillor Small, have you any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. Can I now move over to now Mr. Gebre Selassie can't speak on his behalf. So I've registered that. Are you going to be speaking? You can make your representation now, please. Can't see his screen disappeared.
Sorry, Chair. Mr. Gebre Selassie can speak.
Hello.
Yes, but the man that he said was going to speak on his behalf has
He's not
disappeared.
there. But you do have Mr. Gebre Selassie, even
Yeah.
though we can't see him, so he
Yeah.
can actually speak on his own behalf there.
Okay,
But we just need to
Okay.
be mindful that he cannot speak.
okay. So, Mr. Gebre Selassie, are you going to make a representation?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
we can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yeah. The way I said it, I don't know. The computer is not, allow me still to see the video.
Make your
but-
representation as to why we should allow this application, please.
Yes. Basically, I'm going to answer for the police the way she said in the match day.
No, it's not your time to ask questions. It's for you to make your case as to why we should grant your application. So please do that now.
Yeah, basically, I'm gonna repeat for the responding for the warning under the license. I'm writing to respond to this warning letter issue to me under the License Act in 23. It was based on the complaint from the certain individual alleging that my business has been operating outside and the premises hours. Several questions. Firstly, I would like to sit unequivocally of this allegation is false. I am fully aware from the condition stipulated in my license and have strictly adhered this condition of condition at all the time. To support my complaints, I have kept video recording that clearly show this was no activity outside premises hours on the date mentioned on June and July. I am more than willing to approve this recording to the council for views. I find it deeply concerned that these complaints have been made in knowledge and recklessly by certain individuals with the intent to harm my business reputation. As per Section 158 of the License Act 23, it is an offense of knowledgely and recklessly made by false statement in connection with the license application or related matter. I argue with the council to take this matter seriously and consider appropriate action against these who are deliberately providing false information. For more, I would like to meet with this individual, discuss in the complaint and request that they provide any evidence of any have the substance their claim. I believe that on open dialogue, multi help solve this issue, microbuy and prevent further unwarranted complaints. In the similar situation in May 2024, a complaint was made against my business and I requested the council to conduct and check. Unfortunately, no follow-up inspection was carried out. I respectfully request that the council take a more proactive approach in investigation such as complaint to ensure fairness and accuracy. As a responsible business owner, I am committed to operating with the legal form with the contributing positively to the local economy by creating jobs and supporting my family. I am open to feedback and willing to learn about I cannot accept being repeatedly accused based on the false complaint. I hope the council will consider my concern and take appropriate measure to address to this. Please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you very much. We now have questions from members to Mr. Gabriel Selassie. So, Councillor Blake, have you any questions of him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm asking the questions now. It's okay. Hi. Can you just tell us a bit more about the I just lost the trail of things in terms of the complaints that have been received and the council's actions from your perspective. What hasn't the council done in terms of follow-up? If you could just clarify that, please. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, come on. It's your opportunity to answer the question. Did you hear the question?
So no, I can't hear it because it's some missing words. The network is, I don't know, something. Can you repeat for me, please?
Councillor Blake, could you speak again, please?
Sorry. I'll just repeat the question. The question was, you said in your statement that the council has not followed through on various things that it said it was going to do. Can you just clarify that in terms of things the council said it was going to do and it hasn't done, please? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, basically about the council officer came to my premises, and then I show her every single date and time for the complaint statement. And then she took by her camera, her phone record, and then I give it her the USB flash as well. And then as soon as when she took all the record, I didn't get any responding from the council. And then I called the council for the last couple of weeks ago, and then I would like to make sure what is going on and then what do I need to do for the complaint. But still now I didn't get anything responding from them.
Thank you. Is that okay, Councillor Blake? The answer?
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
can I
you.
move on to Councillor Small then, please?
Thanks,
Oh,
Councillor Peacock.
Delia, your hand is up. Did you want to speak first?
Yeah, sorry, just in follow-up to that. So Mr. Gebrselassie should actually state that he was interviewed by the council officers, I believe, in relation to the simple caution. So that was in fact that engagement taking place with him having to be brought into the office to be spoken to at length for a considerable amount of time. I believe Mr. Akinboye and his manager undertook that engagement with Mr. Gebrselassie.
Thank you very much for that information. Thank you. Councillor Small.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Gebrselassie. Can I just confirm there's quite a lot of detail missing from your application. Can you just outline exactly what the purpose is of the event you're holding? And you said in your follow-up letter that it was essential for the cultural significance and enjoyment of the community celebration that it went on until 2:30 a.m. Can you just explain why, please?
Okay, thank you. Basically, one couple of couple people, like men and women, they get the lady, she has a birthday party, and then at the same time she can engage with her partner, and then they invite people, 20 people, and then I saw that the invitation letter, and then so these people, at the moment, people, they, even though they're inviting people, they're not coming on time around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9, I mean, until 9 o'clock. So that's why people, they need extending hours. And then because they are two-way birthday party and the engagement. So those people, they try to like enjoy themselves. So the invitation is only, I believe that 20 people. It could be more, but I believe 100%. The way I believe the word is the 20 people invitation.
Okay, so it could be more, but you think you've only expecting up to 20?
No, the way it could be means like I was trying to stop them if they have invitation. If they don't have invitation, definitely I have a full security in that day. Whatever the birthday party or engagement, for my premises safety, I have a full security, and then I will be give the training for the security to, without any invitation, they not allowed to come in. So, but if there are maybe parents, if maybe father or sister, or maybe could be, but
okay. Thank you, Mr. Gabriselassie. So, I may have just missed it, but as I understand it, I understand why they may want to have a late event, but just specifically on what you said is essential for the cultural significance. What is the cultural significance of the event needing to go on past midnight?
Yeah.
For that, this is like the way explained with the partners, and then there's a Jamaican culture, and then like a standing, dancing, all this. Maybe they're gonna spend for a couple of drinks before the midnight. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay, thank you. And just in the objection that you will have seen, it also refers to the previous event on the 13th, 14th of July, which whatever the sort of discrepancies of what's happened afterwards, as I understand it, you're in agreement that an event did take place because you didn't realize that it had been rejected by your account. Is that right?
Yeah.
Can I just confirm then, when you were made aware, at the time you were made aware and you and it was reported earlier on that you stopped the event, can you just confirm that there was about 200 people in attendance? Is that right?
No.
How many people do you think were in attendance? Sorry.
Yes. Roughly, I believe, even though I can prove you by words of my security in that night, is around 70 people, 60 people, because around 200 people, even the very tight, can't hold the premises in around 200 people. Never.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gabriselassie. I'm just aware that your application, which was obviously rejected, your application said it would be up to 50 people, and then you're now saying it could be 60, 70. And I'm just aware that in this application, you said it's up to 20 people, but there could be more. Just a final question. In the mitigations that you say you put in place in response the letter, you don't seem to have made any additional mitigations for the fact that this is going to be an event going on past midnight. So can you just outline what additional things are you going to do for the prevention of public nuisance objective that are different at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. than they are at 11 p.m., please?
About the rejecting licenses?
No, so for this application, you have part of your license is the prevention of public nuisance. And you have outlined in your letter that the way you're going to prevent any public nuisance and noise is a continuation of you've got soundproofing, and you won't have you'll have strict limits on patrons outside.
Yeah. Basically, sorry, I stopped. Yeah,
I know it's just, and it's whether or not is that a continuation of exactly what you do in the evening, or is there any additional mitigations you put in place for the fact that it's going to be 2 a.m. and those licensing objectives are even more acute at that time?
No. It's specific until 2 o'clock. No more than that. Normally, I used to even for that specific days. And then the way we have is, honestly, we have a soundproof, and then we have a security as well. We are aware from the sound, from the noise complaint for the residents.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Councillor Peacock.
I do have one question of you. If there was somebody at the door stamping people and taking their tickets, so you should have known exactly how many people actually were in there. So do you have a record of that?
I have like count people, like small like a remote for my security. I can ask it for my security, and then how many people it was that night. I can ask him, but yes, even though I can for the rejecting time for the July, I can ask for the ticket man how many people there was using it. I can ask them.
But you should have known how many. And when it gets
Exactly.
to a certain limit, that's when you refuse people entrance, and people were turning up with tickets. I'd be interested to know what actually was saying on the tickets. Was it saying a cultural event? What was actually they said on the tickets? Did you actually see one of the tickets?
Yes.
And what was on the ticket?
It was just until 100 people. I saw that, but it wasn't complete for the. I finished it although until the 100 the tickets 100%.
Okay.
100%.
All
And
right.
then one question at the top of that. I'm gonna like add some information about the Mr. Faustus. The way they said that around 200 people, even though I can invite any police officer and the council again to see the premises, is not holding around 200 people at all the premises. And then I have the planning permission until maybe to 20 or 30 people holding the license, I mean the premises. And then the second thing, they smell. He said he smelled something about, I don't know. I'm not smoking about that. I don't know what they call it. The way he said something smoking.
Okay, well, I didn't ask you about that, so
Okay.
Thank you very much. Can I now move on to PC Peters? If you have any questions of Mr. Lassie, have you any questions of him?
None, Councillor.
Okay. But I'm going to ask you now to make final representations about this case. So I request each party to sum up. So it's who's going to be summing up on behalf of the objectors? Is that yourself, Councillor PC Peters? Okay.
I think it's me. So yes. So fundamentally, it's our view that the applicant, Mr. Gebrselassie, isn't a fit and proper person to hold a temporary event notice, given what has occurred this year in regards to previous temporary event notices at his premises. He has applied for them. He has given very little detail on them. When they have run, there have been public nuisance issues that have been reported to the local authority, and we have been informed of them. And when this led to a temporary event notice in July being rejected, it is my understanding that he pressed on regardless. So therefore, he doesn't, in my view, hold much weight to the licensing objectives. And he has shown by his actions that he's unable to run his premises effectively at these late hours. And this is where public nuisance issues are arising. So therefore, I don't think he is fit to hold these temporary event notices.
Thank you very much. Mr. Gebrselassie, now is your opportunity to sum up, please. Could you please be brief as to why we should grant this application?
Okay, thank you for that. I am here to responding to the representation made by the Chief of Police Officer regarding our temporary event notes under the License Act in 23. The concern of outline in the letter date 26 September 2024 suggests that following our event is proceed will undermine a license objective. I would like to clarify that this event is an individual only engagement party, and we have a strong track record of mining similar event without issue. Our previous tennis held on the 6th of May 2024 was successful after we followed the advance of PC. Pentilla Yosini recorded the finishing time. That event was ahead without any incident or violation of license objectives. And we received no complaint, neither from the license or from the public. Since then, we had a few tenants has been refused, and we had to cancel of an event because there wasn't enough time to appeal the refusal.
Because the event is going to take place quite quickly, we need to come to an end now. And thank you very much, for both of you, for making your representations. And I'd like to inform you that we will be providing a decision within days of the meeting. Okay. 5 working days.
May I interject?
Please
Chair?
do.
Because this is a 10, we need to make a decision and communicate it at the end of this meeting. And then we'll put a written notification and reasons out tomorrow. So I will have the decision, whichever it is, ready for you overnight for you to look at tomorrow morning. But we do need to make a decision. So you need to make a decision before we close tonight. So there is a separate room for you to consider on my advice, which I think we will have to go to. Otherwise, we're going to be, the deliberations will take place in public, which wouldn't be fully appropriate.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for that, Robin. And can I thank everybody for their attendance this evening? And as Robin has just clearly stated, that we'll make a decision right now, and you'll get it in writing within a few days. Okay. So thank you again, everybody, and councillors, you stay with me.
Sorry. Just to clarify, Rob.
He's on hold.
Yeah, I think he's left the. I think what Robin was saying was that everybody has to stay online, and we have to go to the deliberation room.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if everybody just stay on the call. Councillors, if you could just bear with me, stay on the call. I will be with you shortly.
Sometimes gesturalism and higher artificial intelligence nurture human connections and reduce them. An innovative program can say a lot about yourself and make your presence proved out of even remotely. So when technology rolls around you, you can go from there. It connects to others mass musically. How it connects to extraordinary.
Hello? 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 Yeah, can you give me half an hour, please? I'm just a meeting, no? Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello? ሰላም ነው? ከደውለን ከኦሮፕሽን ኃይለ ስላለ ኦኬ alright okay. Hello Mr. Hi Dalha. Hello. Hello.
Mr. Gabriselassie?
Yes, my colleague is out now. Can you send me the code, please? You want to join? My colleague.
Sorry, who wants to join?
Rezana, he was out. I think the code he couldn't find it. Can you send me the code and then he will join?
Oh, there's no point now. We're almost finishing. We're just waiting for the members to come back to give their decision.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Can you mute yourself? Because when you take a phone call, we can hear you. So mute your microphone, please.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No problem. Okay. Thank you.
Councillor Peacock, are you there?
Councillor Peacock, I think, is still stranded back in the other room.
Okay, let me just. Okay, Councillor Peacock, I believe you've returned. Are you there?
Yes. We have
Oh,
a
there-
chair.
Councillor, you're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm not on mute now, am I?
Yeah, no, you've, we can hear you. Okay, great. So I assume that the applicant, the notice giver is there. Okay, so so Councillor Peacock, if you would like to deliver the decision.
Okay. As I said before, thank you very much for your attendance this evening. The council will issue a counter notice about the event. The event will therefore not going ahead past 12 o'clock and closing time of 12:30. Full reasons will be made available within 24 hours.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, panel.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Chair. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.